Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. Those who are trying to buy a house or rent an apartment in New Hampshire are running into a housing shortage, especially affordable housing. In fact, New Hampshire is ranked as having one of the highest needs for owned and rental housing among the states. So how did we get here and what is being done to turn it around? Take a look at the next few graphs from New Hampshire housing that show this dilemma by numbers and occupations. Two-bedroom units affordable to medium income renters, New Hampshire, only 13%. Affordable, only 13% affordable, 87% unaffordable. Now, based on 2024 median renter income, household income, that's the basis for that. It's a major dilemma for essential workforce. Here is the median monthly gross rent for New Hampshire, a steady increase of median gross rent for a two-bedroom unit at 2015 at $1,157, and rent for the same unit in 2024, $1,833. Now, high demand occupations and affordability. This graph shows many of the high demand occupations in New Hampshire on the left and what they can afford for housing on the right. Only registered nurses at the top can afford a higher rent than New Hampshire's median rent for a two-bedroom apartment of $1,833. In the first blue line and before and below the blue line, that blue line, occupations of public school teachers, electricians often can't afford the $1,833 rent. Below the second blue line, occupations you see such as firefighters often can't afford a one-bedroom median rent of $1,430. And then there's the affordability of houses. Medium sales price of houses in New Hampshire. Here are the 5 counties where it's the most. $520,000 statewide. In Rockingham County, $635,000. Belknap County is $550,000. Hillsborough County, $516,000. And Stratford County, $489,000. They lead the pack of the 10 counties. Now, here's a statement by my guest, the Executive Director and CEO of New Hampshire Housing. The state needs 60,000 new units by 2030 and nearly 90,000 units by 2040. Local authorities also need to increase permits by 36%. And with me is the person who made those statements, and that is Rob Dappas of the New Hampshire Housing. Nice to have you here.
Thank you, Fred.
How in the world did we get into this housing shortage dilemma, especially affordable housing? How did we get here?
Well, part of it is a good news story and part of it isn't. We are a high regulation state in New Hampshire when it comes to land use and especially housing.
Right.
And unlike a lot of high regulation states with these very restrictive land use and housing policies, we have a great economy. A lot of people want to be here. A lot of people want to stay here. And so when you combine those things, you sort of prevent the private market from meeting demand. And we also haven't always made the investments to help support public-private partnerships that can help meet the demand.
You say local communities need to increase their permitting for housing by 36%. Of course, that's often tied to zoning change as well.
Yes.
Are there communities in New Hampshire going down that road?
Very much so. I mean, there's been good conversations happening in a number of cities for a long time, including Manchester and Dover and Lebanon, where strong leaders have stood up and said this is what we need to do in order to meet the needs of our communities. But also smaller towns and medium-sized towns like Peterborough and Conway are making positive changes.
And here's one of them also, Newport, and let's put that up. Here is a picture of Dexter Richard & Sons Woolen Mill in Newport. That's an historic mill changed into 70 apartments, financed with 4% low-income housing tax credits and tax-exempt bonds, which I assume is from New Hampshire Housing.
That's right. Those are federal resources that we bring to bear and work with for-profit and nonprofit developers around the state to create housing like this.
Right. You're quoted in New Hampshire, the October 23rd Housing and Economic Conference, saying the 2024 legislature session produced a lot of activity in housing, but few results. What do you need from legislators in Concord in 2025?
Well, I first want to say a lot of good work went into that legislative session, and I do appreciate the work of the legislators who did get some really good initiatives across the finish line. But I think we hope for more this session, and some of that is investments in the State Affordable Housing Trust Fund. But I think also a continuation of an honest conversation around what the state's role is in limiting the degree to which local governments can restrict private property rights, because that has to be part of the solution.
And we could talk more about that, but we've out of time. Thank you, Rob Dappas, CEO, President and CEO of New Hampshire Housing.
Thank you, Fred.
Which is the key organization in the state for affordable housing. And if you missed part of this briefing, you can go to WMUR.com, where it will be posted all this week.